Welcome back to Papé Toolkit. Today we're going to be going over the John Deere 120E loader. This is going to be the entry-level loader for the John Deere loader lineup. It's going to fit on our 1 Series tractors, so let's take a look. Let's talk about a few of the reasons that a customer may select a 120E loader as opposed to, for example, the 120R loader that has the quick park system. So this one has a quick removable bucket this year. So that's different than the D120 buckets that we had last year. You're still gonna get about a 49-inch inside width on this particular bucket. So let's take that measurement real quick. So inside to inside, you're about 49.5 inches on this one. And then the outside width, you're looking at just about 51.25 inches for outside. So that's probably the first reason that somebody might select this one. I can get it with a smaller bucket. So if I'm trying to get into smaller places, you know, beside a house, if I'm a contractor or something like that and I need to get into tight spaces, John Deere offers this smaller bucket with the 120E loader. I would say the biggest thing is going to be cost. So cost, you're looking at about 20% less in cost compared to a 120R loader with the quick park system. So I can still take this loader off, and I'm going to go through that with you guys here in just a second. But I can take this loader off. It just becomes a little bit more difficult than the toolless operation that we have with the quick park loader. You don't actually have to use tools on this one either, but it takes a little bit more effort to pull this loader off. So let's go through that right now. Okay, so the first thing what we want to do is we want to lift the loader up into the air so I can put on the feet that's going to actually hold this loader up when I pull it off of the tractor. I'm going to tilt the bucket down at about a 45-degree angle. I can leave my tractor going, but for this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. You're going to see these 2 pins on each side, and that will allow me to remove the internal feet. And then I just set those feet up on each side and go ahead and put the pins on. I'm going to do that on both sides. Now we're going to drop the loader down on the ground so that the park stands will hold the weight of the loader. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, now that my loader arms are sitting on the ground, kind of holding that weight, I'm going to release the hydraulic pressure. So my tractor is off. I'm going to release the hydraulic pressure in the lines, so that'll allow it to kind of relax and hopefully allow me to pull these pins a little bit easier. So I'll pull the linch pins on each side, on the 2 pins, and then I'll pull those pins out. So that pin comes out just like that. And there's a nice little holder right here on the side that'll hold that pin for me, and then I can just replace the linch pin inside of it, and that will go ahead and sit just right there. This top one's a little bit more difficult to remove, so I've got to wiggle it just a little bit, and sometimes it's a little bit easier if you use a hammer. So I can do that on each side. I'll pull those 2 pins. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and disconnect the hydraulic couplers, pull back, replace the caps on each side. Repeat for all 4. Drape that over the loader. We're done. So as you can see, that removal of the 120E loader isn't horribly difficult. It's a few extra steps than our quick park loader. So if you haven't checked out that video, we've got a few videos of how to remove the 120R loader. You'll notice that one's quite a bit easier, especially for 2023 when they've got the single point hydraulic connector, and obviously that quick park loader stand is really convenient. But this isn't that challenging and that hard. So for the amount of times that I'm actually taking off my entire loader, I'm not sure that this is too difficult to do. It's definitely worth a little bit of money savings, and hopefully you can see that kind of value in it. But we always have that 120R as an option. What's really nice that they added this year is that you can remove that bucket. So that bucket is kind of the sell on this. In the 120Ds, the bucket was actually bolted on and you could not take it off. So with this kind of being a removable style bucket, it definitely lessens the gap between the 120R and the 120E loaders. So let's talk about capacities, in comparison to that 120R loader. So the 120E is going to have virtually the same capacities as far as lift and height of lift to that other loader. The biggest difference being that the bucket's a little bit smaller, so you won't be able to handle as much material, but it's not very significantly smaller, so that's not a huge deal. So what the book states is that I can lift 825 pounds to full height at the pivot. Okay, so that number is kind of skewed a little bit. If you were actually going to put a load out, it's not really at the pivot, so your load's going to be a little bit farther out there. So you're kind of in a different realm there, depending on how far that load is out there. Anywhere from 650 to 750 pounds is kind of what I can lift to full height. And that's going to be virtually the same as the 120R loader. So that's nice that those the capacities haven't diminished, because that's based off of the hydraulic pump on the tractor itself. And the 1023Es, the 1025Rs are gonna all have that same sort of hydraulic capacity, so that'll be able to lift all that weight. The lift height on this is gonna be approximately 71.2 inches. So again, virtually the same lift height as the 120R loader. There isn't going to be really any difference there. So again, you're going to see more similarities to the 120R than differences on these particular loaders. So to recap and go through kind of why I might choose this 120E loader, if I'm looking for a loader that's a little bit narrower, I can fit into more places, this might be a great option. If I'm buying a 1023E and I'm trying to stay within a certain budget, this gets me there, like I said, about 20% less than a 120R loader. That's a significant cost savings. And so generally, people that are more cost conscious will accept this loader, but you're really not making any compromises, because you're getting the same lift capacity, you're getting those same kind of features where I can remove that bucket, I can still put a set of pallet forks on the front of it if I wanted to. So you're not making a whole lot of compromises as compared to last year with the 120D loader, where you actually had a fixed bucket and you couldn't remove it. That's not the case this year. So that's a really nice feature to think about. So if you're in the market for a tractor, a small compact utility tractor, a 120E loader on the 1023E or 1025R is definitely worth a look. As far as savings money, if I have a certain size I want to fit into, those are definitely great features of this particular loader. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions or comments, please mark those comments in below. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We would love to get you part of the Papé Toolkit family, so you can stay apprised of all these new and updated products that John Deere's offering. Hi, my name is Jason Hughes. I'm a territory manager out of Eugene, Oregon. I'm also a large property owner and own a lot of the equipment that you see featured in these videos. I hope you find this content helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below.